Oh, hey, how's it going? Darrel, Seabass Dumass here, YouTube Atheist spokesman, and I'm coming at you here on the Captain Obvious channel, and I'm just doing a little peer review of Christopher Hitchens' book, God is Not Great, How Religion Poisons Everything. I think that's a little drama queen kind of going there, but that's okay. I really do like Mr. Hitchens' book here, but it's really interesting how he has chosen to make this an interactive book if the person chooses to do so, to play along. I'm a little surprised that he waited until page 150 to declare that which can be asserted without evidence can also be dismissed without evidence. Because I really had to, I was getting into the book and everything, 150 pages into it, and then all of a sudden he throws this, sort of invitation to make this book interactive by saying that anything that can be asserted without evidence can be dismissed without evidence. So I had to go all the way back to the front and start rereading it and take out my little Sharpie pen here and basically reread this thing to see which parts of Mr. Hitchens' book that I can just kind of, delete without looking at. And I have to say that it does make for a little more concise reading and a little more pithy, and it helps move the story along quite a bit further. And, Christopher, it alleviates a lot of the bullshit assertions that you make without evidence. Now, here's the thing, fellow atheists. I don't mean to be, defecting or anything or slamming atheism, but look here. This is kind of my thing that I do is I keep my fellow atheists on the straight and narrow, all right? Because I can look and I can see what happened to religions and things like that, how they pretty much all started out as these little kind of, whatever you want to call them, cults or anything like that. But they were small and they were just kind of localized and everything. And slowly, these so-called self-proclaimed authorities started writing down rules and things like that about how everything had to go. And pretty soon they perverted and they twisted those general precepts of those religions. And I see a whole bunch of people like the Rational Response Squad and old Chris Hitchens and Sam Harris, people that are these pseudo-intellectual, self-proclaimed, oftentimes, atheists who are deigning to speak for other atheists, and I don't like that. All right, you don't speak for me, and it's time that people started understanding that there's a difference between atheism and anti-theism. All right? A Christian doesn't just call himself a theist, all right, because his beliefs are much more defined than that, or a Muslim or a Jew. They kind of narrow down the definition of what they call themselves by, okay? And so what we have here, especially on YouTube, but we got them all the way up to the most holy and reverent Dr. Richard Dawkins, all the way down to King Heathen, that are just as ignorant, and they're functional idiots. I mean, they say things that are just patently not true. Now, I'm not defending religion here. I'm saying if you're going to call yourself an atheist, then you better stick within the parameters of strictly atheism is a very passive, neutral, benign thing, all right? Atheists are like the Switzerland of agnostics are really the Switzerland. But the atheist just says, I lack a belief in God, okay? So it's a real neutral kind of position. I just lack belief in God, all right? But all these people like Christopher Hitchens, Sam Harris, who's talking about, here's an atheist who in almost the same breath that he's talking about how religions of the world, in particular Christian and Islam, have created all of these atrocities and murders and things like that in the names of their gods and their religions. He says that there are some ideologies which are just so dangerous that it might even be ethical to kill the people for having them. You know, this is the kind of thing that I'm going to be the watchdog for. This is the kind of thing that I'm going to keep my eye on, and I'm going to keep atheists on the straight and narrow. And I'm not going to let them get away with all kinds of these, you know, wild assertions and things like that. So I'm starting here today with Chris Hitchens. And Chris, seriously, bro, you made the reading a whole lot lighter. I can't believe that an author and an intelligent person like Christopher Hitchens would give the reader legitimate license to go through and expurgate every single thing in his own book that he offers without evidence. And believe me, when you look through, there's 50, read this thing, when you do it, there's 51 that I was able to find, 51 statements, and these are not lightweight statements, these are not statements of his favorite color, okay? So, anyway, that's me. I'm Seabass Dumass. I'm a YouTube atheist spokesman, self-proclaimed. And thanks for joining me. And y'all leave your comments. I don't care what you say. It's all kind of fun. It's just my opinion. All right. Thanks a lot. Have a good one. Peace. I'm out. Bye. Hey, oh, sorry. Has anybody seen my car keys? I got to get this book back to the library. Anyway, peace.